Hello, my name is Lindsay Handy, and this is my AEP800 introduction video for Module 1. My name, like I said, is Lindsay Handy, and I was born and raised in Miami Beach, Florida. I currently live in Denver, Colorado, with my husband, Michael, and our son, Blake. And that is a picture of us. I lived in Overland Park, Kansas for about 6.5 years, where I actually attended the Kansas City campus, I guess, Emporia State University, and I graduated in 2016. I then taught in Turner in Kansas City, Kansas for 1 year, just to kind of get my feet wet before moving to Denver. I now teach for Denver Public Schools as a first grade teacher in a Title I school. And just like all of us, I'm currently enrolled at FHSU for Educational Administration. In my free time, I love to go on walks or hikes with my son and husband when he can join us. As far as my work environment, like I said, I teach for Denver Public Schools, and I actually teach at Smith Elementary. I mentioned it's a Title I school, and our particular building has 98% of our students that receive free or reduced lunch. So our school is a very trauma impacted school. We practice no nonsense nurturing, and kind of the thought behind that is we understand that you may come from a tough home or have a lot of obstacles to face, but ultimately we all have to step up to bat and have the same expectations and consequences. So by practicing NNN, we notice that we get a lot more positive response from our students, and they all have a bar that is raised extremely high for them, and they're able to meet that. Our kiddos need a lot of love and attention, and as far as technology goes, we notice that they don't have a lot of experience with it, and that's primarily because of the lack of funds in their homes, and therefore lack of exposure to technology. Technology in my classroom, my thought behind it is when used appropriately, it can have a huge impact on learning. So some things that I think that it does for my classroom is it enriches the learning. It can expedite student feedback in learning. So getting the correct response right away, or yes, that was right, or no, it wasn't, and here's why. And when I say that, I think about apps that, I don't know, give the student either a thumbs up when they did it right or a thumbs down and work through the problem with them. Technology can create a tailored educational experience for kiddos, so leveling them up when they're doing well or leveling them a little bit down when they need a little bit more work. It can also be much more engaging for kiddos. And finally, it can open doors for students without access to technology at home. In my particular classroom, we do use technology every single day. Not to the extent that I'd like, but we do have every kid's hands on a form of technology at least once a day. My kiddos use it for iStation to help with their literacy. They also use it for ST Math, which is a tailored program to that specific kiddo's needs. My higher leverage kiddos, they also use it for Seesaw to create presentations for book reports or just different things. I also use technology in my room by using a smartboard. It glitches often because it's extremely old, but we do our best to use that daily as well. And I also use technology to project writing samples or assignments up on the board. And finally, of course, communication with parents. We have maybe, I'd say, a quarter of my class that have parents that have smartphones and things like that. They can access the Remind app or Class Dojo or things like that we have. So that's unfortunate, but it is another method that I open to communicate to parents. My plan for improvement and funding, of course, we are going to be introducing Chromebooks in my classroom. And I'd also like to use technology to enhance learning rather than just replace something. So kind of having kids creating, all kids creating rather than just replacing it for, having them read a book rather than just replacing it for another book. Like let it read to them, let them record themselves reading, and then hear themselves how they read. Um, and my other plan for improvement is definitely to attend to more technology related professional development. Um, I know that when we get district professional development, I tend to choose guided reading professional development or math professional development, and I don't normally go towards that technology route. And that's because, in a school with such impacted kiddos, we're really like trying our hardest to just get them to be better readers and be able to do math. But also technology is like a somewhat of an uncomfortable position for some people, including myself, because I'm not that great with it. But I think that by putting myself out there and going to more technology related professional developments, it's going to help me be better with it. As far as funding goes, the Chromebooks are going to be donated from upper grades from another building, actually. And of course, funding for the professional development, I'd hope to do the one that's provided by the district. So, and that is all I have. Thank you.